Hey everyone, Jerry here, and welcome to this next episode in my Something New series. I'm trying out Civilization 5 here, or rather I'm trying it out as a YouTube series. I have tried this game a lot, I have a lot of hours invested into it. And the Brave New World expansion just came out, which I'm playing with here. As you can see, I am Pedro II of Brazil, which have the Carnival special ability here. So basically I am picking a civilization which has a big bonus to the cultural game. So that's what I'm gonna try and achieve here. Now the Fractal kinda generates 2 or 3, maybe 3 big continents. But yeah, I just like the randomness of it. And this is actually a pretty good starting point. We have 2 luxuries in the first city, and we have excellent food sources here for quick growth. And we have water access. So yeah, let's just settle right here. We also have a mountain for wonders later on. And then we can start exploring. Let's go this way. More water. Okay. Now normally when I start I like to go with the scout early on. The scout allows you to get a lot of the early game ruins. And I think I'm gonna go. That'll only... it won't really save me a lot of time, so let's just go with there and get the extra growth. Research. I like pottery. I'm basically always trying to play a long game, like having a grand strategy for it. Usually I really like to go with the National College start. It's still a very powerful way to start the game. And that kind of requires you to say pottery first. So yeah, the early game here isn't that interesting because you have 1 unit to move around and it takes ages to build anything. But luckily it's it gets... the excitement of it gets increased quite a bit by having these ruins scattered around. Evidence of barbarians, that's pretty much the most useless thing you can get. Now you'll notice I've moved my warriors down here where the terrain is actually flat, so they can move their full 2 squares per turn. I'm keeping my scout up here in the jungle because he can move freely. And let's get the wonder going, or the monument. I don't see much reason to build a worker this early on because we don't really have access to any of the improvements anyway. So that would just be a bit of a waste. It seems we're in kind of a pretty defensible position here. We have a narrow point here next to Rio. And like another narrow point down there. I don't see a lot of good city spots though. Like there is one here which would be pretty damn good actually. Because we have it'll both act as access to these luxuries, food resources, and we can sail across. So it's a canal. And we have a city-state here. Excellent. So yeah, I think the first city I'm gonna settle is gonna be down there. Depending on, of course, whether I find something even better up here. Like here would also be really good because you get access to two luxuries that I don't already have. But this one down here does have a lot of food. And production wealth from these guys. Alright, pottery done. Let's get the scout over here. Wins. Excellent. That's a lot of gems here. Writing. And we already met our first neighbor. Dido. Oh. Okay, so she's living up there somewhere. And she stole the ruin. Bitch. Maybe it would actually be better to put the city down here. Like, but then again, I'd be missing out on some... Yeah, down there I'd also get access to a lot of luxury resources, but then there's just a big gap here where there's no towns at all. Then of course I could put one here instead. That might also not be the worst spot, since you have the wheat here, you can reach these fish and you can reach all this. So yeah, we have the options at least. Like this down here is just gonna be an insane town. With a seaport and the lighthouse, there's plenty of food for everyone. And somebody already found a Pantheon. or founded a pantheon. Did I tell it to build a shrine? I think I did. But yeah, see if we can get an early religion going. City's growing nicely. We still don't have any worker tax. And Germany as well. Excellent. We have a warmonger among us. That's both a good and a bad thing. The bad thing about it is that with 2 other players here, I don't know how many ruins are left for me to discover. Most likely not a lot. Policy. Let's see. Shrines to temple half the time. Like, this one is pretty good for culture because you get the bonus culture and you get a very large capital city very quickly. Honor not as much. There's more the combat thing. Piety is can actually be good for pretty much everything, especially if you're religion focused civilization. But for now, I'm gonna go with liberty because that helps my rapid expansion strategy quite a bit. Alright, Berlin is over there. We have Carthago over there. Only city-state. The only city-state I've seen so far, at least. Now, I do believe I'm gonna keep this warrior down here because a lot of barbarians can actually spawn like behind my town. So that's not very optimal. I don't think I'll find much behind Berlin in terms of interesting stuff like ruins and such. I'm gonna go up here and go past Carthage. I don't know how to pronounce that. So, meh. Okay, the granary. We do have deer and banana, so it'll give us +4 food. That's pretty good. We could also go with a worker now. That'll help us a bit once we. I think we're gonna go with the worker because then we can get mining after this. And then just keep this guy down here for protection. Now, of course, at this difficulty level, the other players start with like a bunch of extra units and a couple of technologies, I think. So I'm playing catch up from the very start, and I set mining here. So hopefully I'll be able to counter that. Now I won't count myself as like an elite civilization player, but I'm pretty good. I did, however, get my ass handed to me in the last game I played with this, or the first game I played with this expansion. And since the expansion came out on Friday, this is only my 2nd game that I've started. More city-states. And Russia. And Valenta, they look like they have problems with barbarians. Probably gonna be pissed at me for that, but... Sure, you live far enough away from me to... Okay, you live very far away from me. So apparently there is a way to, like, snake around. Oh, we actually got a bit of reputation with these guys because the barbarian attacked us. Since we are building a worker now, I'm gonna save this one for a bit later and then go for this one because then we can get the settler as soon as we get the next policy. So that's gonna be my plan for now. See, 3 turns for the worker. Okay, we're the first guys to have met these, so no one has been up here, which means there might be a ruin or something. It's worth checking out at least. Nope. Meh. Alright, we got mining. We need calendar for this one, and we need calendar for bananas as well. So that seems like the logical place to go. The work has done the next turn. Excellent. Now let's see. Let's get him over here and start. And then we can start building the Great Library. In 3 turns we'll have grown, and then we can set it over to production focus and get the library done as quickly as we can. The library still gives a free tech, which we can use to kind of propel ourselves a bit forward. And we can also chop down a couple of jungles and such to speed it up. Now, as you'll notice, I'm still in the very bottom here of the scoreboard. That's largely because of my me not starting with extra units. So I do have to play my cards right and hope for a bit of luck with the ruins, but I haven't had any luck at all with them. They're just kind of missing in my game here. An extra 20 hammers for Rio. Sure. Okay, let's see in here, production focus, and click there quickly. Now, you're working this square here because we need the food, but I would rather that you work that one. That'll give us another hammer and a bit of gold. Alright, we're starting to get our city-state quests in here. None of them we can complete so far. Haven't found any natural wonders, and we definitely haven't found any, or made any... Ah! There was a wonder. But we haven't had any sea combat, so we can't get a Great Admiral. But at least we... Oh, made it to friends with them. That means we might just be able to get 1 military unit or so out of them. I don't know. Okay, we discovered calendar, so we can start using the rest of our resources. Let us go for something that'll help us towards our victory. Like, I think I'm gonna go with drama and poetry here, or philosophy for the Great Library. The free tech there. So for purely defensive purposes, it would make sense to go for something like archery or maybe bronze working, see if we can find some iron. Get it revealed. Buenos Aires. There we go. Nice. And they want us to attack where? That camp. Okay, it's right next to them. Too bad I don't have any military up there. Like, I have the scout, but he's not. Oh, I got the eat. Found a Pantheon. Excellent. Now, there are a bunch of these that are more valuable than others, no doubt about that. Culture from shrines, that's basically 1 extra culture in each city if you're going just a wee bit for religion. Having, if you have a lot of wine and incense, then this is pretty good as well. Goddess of festivals. Like, as you can see, we actually have a bit of incense here, so that would give us a minor boost. Plus 3 faith and plus 3 culture overall later on. 10% faster growth rate is pretty good for getting big cities and being... what was I saying? I don't know. But this one here, Tear of the Gods, plus 2 faith for each gems or pearls resource. I'm very much considering this because we have 2 gems here and we're gonna settle down here first no matter what, because there are 3 gems around. And that's just too good to pass up. So if we are to, like, get a bunch of faith, I'd say that this is a pretty decent choice. I'm gonna go with that. And then we need to get you over here. You see, now we're producing 3 faith per turn instead, because we have the 2 faith here. A lot of people will argue that that's a very suboptimal choice because faith is not really that useful. It very much depends on your playstyle, I'd say. It's immensely useful to get a religion going and spreading it fast when you're playing a cultural game. Especially because of some of the the stuff that you can get with your religion. Okay, we got our settle now. And let's just send him down here. Now this guy can't threaten him, so... Ooh, more barbarians. Oh, that's actually the encampment there. Ah, not that visible. And these guys have a quest with that encampment up there, and I have my settler selected. Let's just keep these two together. Four turns for the library. I think we might actually get this one. In terms of expansion, it would also make a lot of sense for us to send something across the water here and get this bit. Then we can kind of control this little bay here. Invading Carthage might also be a very good choice with all the pearls they have, especially considering the religion policy I just took. Oh, we did give a soldier from Hanoi. Nice. Alright. These guys continue their journey down here. And you can go here and explore. See if we can find a way to Russia. Yeah, we don't really have any choice but to lose grasp of Hanoi, so... we'll have to deal with that. Get a farm going. And Portugal is in the game as well. Well, greetings, Portugal. Portugal is one of the nations that's really strong with the trade routes. Like, the more different resources they have, they'll gain an even bigger benefit from the trade routes. So I might want to consider sending my trade route somewhere else than them. Alright. Stonehenge. Or the granary. Let's go for the granary. Get those +4 food it'll give us. And then once we have that, set it back to food focus so we can grow it a bit. I just want to get the granary going first. I'm gonna send this guy up here for a bit so he can... I think the term is fog busting. Okay, let's see. Free tech. We can get ironworking. That's it's pretty expensive tech, but it's not that useful to us because we don't have any iron at all near us. Like, they have some there. They have a ton of it there actually, but we don't have anything at all. So instead, I'm gonna stick with philosophy. Will give us the National College, which will, yeah. And we're in the classical era now. That means I need to actually, well, now the question is, either I start building this one, the National College here, and wait 14 turns for that before I settle this town here, or I settle this town. And build a library here as fast as I can, and then go National College. I think it'll be more beneficial for me to wait with the college, so that's what I'm gonna do. Now, let's quickly pick up some of these quick to research texts here. The library gives a bunch of basic research increase, so we can do those a lot faster now than we could before. Cannot found within 4 tiles of another city. Oh, there's this bloody city-state here that I didn't realize was there. Oh, that kind of ruins my my spot. The only other option I have is going over here and settling on the sheep. So that'll have to be. I want those 3 gems. And that seems the way to get them. It seems everyone's coming to the classical age now. We've managed to overtake someone on the scoreboard, but not by a large margin. Trade unit. Let's see, research. Let's get archery as well. And you can just stand here and play Fogbuster. Alright, so we settle this town here. Shoot this guy. And then we need to get the library done first. I would like to get either the well, actually we'll get a bunch of faith as soon as this town starts growing. But I would like to get the monument going to get the extra fish here within borders as soon as I can. But I am gonna go for the library, and then we almost have enough money to purchase the monument. So I think we're gonna go for that. And let's just see here. Russia, they live sufficiently far away that we might be able to talk them into something. No, they don't have a lot of money or anything. They're actually raiding our town. That's something new. I can't recall barbarian galleys normally raiding towns on the coast. But apparently these guys are. It didn't really pay off for them though. Alright. We have a desert here with ruins that have been undiscovered. Excellent. That's gonna be such a great help to us. Hopefully. Unless it's just more crudely drawn maps and barbarian activity. But I guess we'll find out. The wheel! Nice. Okay. So this guy over here is gonna have a busy time exploring all these ruins that are next to him. You can stand here and Fogbust. I'll leave this area over here as the only one. Now, as you can see, I can't build a national college because I don't have the library down here, but I can either go for a temple or I can go for a water mill. Or I can get a caravan going and maybe start earning some more gold. Or I could build a settler and get that third city set up. But the question is, I kind of want my third city to be up here with these, so I can get the sugar. I can have it next to the river, and I can get the spices. And then this one here will later make a nice addition, I guess. It's really gonna piss these guys off here if I settle up here. But I want this spot. It's a really good spot. So the question, it's a difficult question for now. How long is the library? 15 turns. I could actually make a... Let's try for Stonehenge in the meanwhile. And then we'll see if we go for growth. 7 turns, 21 turns, Stonehenge. 6 turns for growth, 23. Let's keep on production for now and see if we can get the Stonehenge done. That'll give us a lot of faith points. Actually. No, caravan. Get the caravan and start growing. And then we shall start researching sailing. So we can use those faiths down there. Bam. Be gone. But yeah, I'm basically just verbalizing all the different thought processes that go into me playing this game. Hoping that either you guys can make some use of it, or that it maybe inspires you to try the game yourselves. It's really worth the purchase, but I'd highly recommend getting the expansions as well. In terms of rebalancing and adding stuff, they just do a fantastic job. Alright, here, let's purchase the monument. And then have you sleeping again. Hopefully border expansions should start down here and we can get the fish and the extra gems. And you need to go to the last ruin here. Get rid of that one. Those barbarians just kind of... Ah, bastards. Well, that's... If we have to do anything about that, we definitely need our scout at full health. Also, just in terms of navigating around over there, I prefer that he was at full health. And fortifying him on that hill seemed to prove pretty good. Now, the annoying thing is that this guy, the Portuguese scout here, can just walk through here and grab the ruins, because those barbarians moved. And I can't move down there because of zone of control. So my best bet is really just to move away, and hopefully they're stupid enough to not go there. But I do believe they will take it. It's a free rune for them. I can't do anything to change that. Sure. Okay, so they live over here by the coast. There's silk in Wales. I'm kind of missing that there was an actual fortify button, not just the alert. Ah, bastard! They're settling already. Hold on. Gonna have to try and rattle the cage a bit. Don't settle near me. I'm just gonna move my warrior over there. If that's what they want to settle, then they... because Carthage gets a free harbor in every city they found on the coast, I do believe that he'd want to settle there. But I can't allow that. So... Nah. Yeah, let's just do a farm there. It's not that great. But yeah, that seems to stop their advance. They wanted to settle here. Okay, they didn't actually grab the ruin. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Now, this is the first time you guys have seen the whole caravan interface. We have a caravan here. Its home base is Rio de Janeiro, and we get these different trade routes as possible. So we can either send it to Sao Paulo here and actually grow this town quicker, give it more food per turn, or we can send it to a city-state, which might have a quest with it. They don't at the moment. Or we could send it to another civilization where we'll then get a science bonus as well. But as you can see, they get more science than we do, and we only get a bit more gold than they do, which is not actually too beneficial for us. Instead, getting the extra gold from Tyre might be good, but getting 4 food extra in Sao Paulo, that's gonna be pretty good. Now, each trade route will last for a number of turns. If you click up here, you can see that it's 27 turns left, I think. Yeah, 27 turns left on the trade route. The effects are immediate, like you don't have to wait for them to... Let's go for piety here and see if we can get a religion going. And then we need... We can get a cargo ship, or we can set a temple up, get some more faith. Or we can go for that famous Stonehenge. The Oracle will make us friends with Tyre over here. They wanted to build the Oracle. But we only have 6 turns left, so that's enough for a temple, or it's enough for a ship. I actually think we're gonna go for the ship. And then that'll match nicely together. Let's get... We don't have any horses or anything down here. So let's just go for the more infrastructure related tax. Okay, you need to heal up. If I'm to get that rune at any point, I'll need to have a full heal scout. It would, of course, be a lot easier if I was friends with Quebec. For now, I'm just gonna keep my guy here, and then once these guys have killed this guy, I'm gonna move in the scout, get the quest reward, and get the ruins after that. It's a bit devious, but it's the tactic that, in my mind, will work at least. As you can see, I've actually moved up to the top of the scoreboard now, because I got a wonder and a second city set up. I think survivalism is a pretty good thing to get here. Heal some more and get some more defense. Or maybe I should just run the hell away. Let's see, hopefully Quebec will attack before they kill me completely. Like there's a lot of... Nope. Lost my scout. Damn it. Ah well, we got the library over here done ahead of time, ahead of schedule, so we can start building the shrine. We have tech discovered, so we can get optics, so we can start sending people to these islands over here and see what's going on there. And I just want to improve these bananas, maybe before we send the worker down, or should I just send him down immediately? They already give 4 food. I don't think I'll get much more benefit. Yeah, start moving down there. Okay, Germany cleared out the barbarian camp over here. It's good to know. We got a trireme, so we can see what's going on. There's actually, I think that might be Edinburgh with the this color border. Alright. National College is not a world wonder, so we're not in a hurry to build that. Like we're not competing with others to build it. It will give us a ton of tech if we get it. But out of all these, Temple of Artemis plus 10% growth in all cities, that's really good. And the pyramids here, two extra workers and 25% extra worker speed is also pretty damn good. This one here is not as powerful because we don't have any marble or stone near us. But 100 gold for each great person expended, that can help quite a bit. I'm gonna risk and go for the Temple of Artemis here, get the extra growth going, and see how many of these wonders we can actually manage to steal. We do have pretty good production here. So it might work. We'll see. Budapest, okay. Shoot you and go down there. Now, of course, building all these wonders will cripple our expansion because we can't build settlers meanwhile. So I'm gonna have to kind of intermingle between wonders and settlers and grow in the city. That's the difficult. Buenos Aires wants a trade route. The other ones over there, we could do a sea trade route to those if we have a cargo ship. Which we don't have yet. Belgrade lived there. Okay. We can move this guy 1 block because the border has expanded. Now this one here actually wants a workboat, but I'm not gonna risk that as long as these pirates are out here. Instead, I don't know, we can actually try and get a wonder going down here. We might have a chance of completing it. So let's have these guys build pyramids, and then once it's grown 1 more turn, we can set it over to production focus. Germany and Tyre still playing. And start building a mine here. But yeah, as you can see, we're actually gaining quite a bit of faith already. 10 per turn. So it won't be long until we have enough faith to get the first great prophet, so we can settle a religion. So far I haven't heard of any other religions being founded. So I take that as a good sign that we still have time to make it. Now of course, the first religion isn't necessarily the one that's going to be the most widespread. But the first one will be the one that has the best chance, at least. Oh wait, hold on. It is on production, not. Hold on. So as soon as this turn is done. Production focus. That shaves absolutely nothing off of the time it takes. Because if they stop working the fish here, they won't have any, or they'll start starving. And we can't afford a workboat. So that's interesting. But at least once we get these mines up, we should have a higher production rate. As you can see here, some other players actually managed to completely leave us in the dust. I don't know if they've either been taking over other cities, or they have found enough natural wonders or settled enough. But someone at least has a lot of points. Someone also just did build the statue of Zeus, so that might be connected to it. But yeah, with 5 turns we should have the Temple of Artemis here. 10% growth in all cities. That's something that just scales so well into late game. So you never quite... Oh yeah, so we just shaved 5 turns off, or 4 turns off the pyramids by having 1 extra hammer. And horseback riding. Let's get some more mines going here. Sydney Maritime. Alright, let's wait until next turn before we cross into their territory. And get drama. Or maybe we should get construction. Hanging gardens, hanging gardens. That's a no-brainer. And all the city-states are hating each other, they just want us to bully them. See, Dado has been expanding over here. She's getting quite big quite quickly, like 6 there. I don't know how big Carthage is. But we apparently do have the highest production in the world. I guess because we're focusing on wonders and just have everything on production focus. Send this one over here. And she's actually started a trade route with us.
It is not so much for its beauty that the forest makes a claim upon men's hearts, as for that subtle something, that quality of air, that emanation from old trees that so wonderfully changes and renews a weary spirit.
How beautiful. So we got the Temple of Artemis and we got a great prophet at the very same time. That means we can start our religion here. Now religions are a lot of fun, mainly because you can name them all sorts of strange things, and then suddenly all the city-states will say they want fanboyism, or they want whatever religion you happen to have. But yeah, that one looks like a bird. Usually I'm not too inventive with these names, but let's see. I claim to be a penguin, so it's just penguin worship. Plain old penguin worship. And in order to worship the penguins here, every 4th in other civilizations, that can potentially be a lot of culture, and this can be a lot of gold. But the foreign city thing, that can be quite difficult. This one here counts for my cities as well. So, and it always ends up giving a lot of gold if you can spread the religion. But yeah, penguins, they demand tithe, of course, and in return, penguins, what did they do? What did they do? We need. Do penguins feed the world? Or do penguins have pagodas? I think penguins feed the world because we want to use our faith primarily for buying great people. So penguins feed the world. Found religion. Right, now we have a religion. Then of course, because we have a trade route here, that'll help spread it down here. And then once this trade route runs out, we can send it up to like some of the other. Free Lighthouse, Stonehenge. Let's get the National College going so we can get that science up and running. And I think with that founding of the, what did I call it, penguin worship, we're gonna call this an episode of this pilot here. If you guys want to see this game continue, then make sure that you tell me. Like the video, watch it, share it with your friends, whatever. Anything you can think of to indicate to me that you want to see this continue. And I shall do what I can to make it so.